James had been rude and said that Edward clanked about like a lot of old iron. He was most apologetic when Edward came to his rescue. After that, the Fat Controller sent Edward to the works to have his worn parts mended. Near the workstation, he noticed a narrow-gauge engine standing in an open-sided shed.
That's Skarloey. What's he doing here?
He remembered Skarloey and his brother Rheneas, because in the old days, he had often brought passengers who wanted to travel up to the lake in their little train. As the men at the works could not mend him at once, Edward asked them if he could wait close to Skarloey. Skarloey was pleased to see Edward.
The owner has just bought 2 more engines. He told me I was a very old engine and deserved a good rest. He gave me this shed so that I could see everything and not be lonely. But I am lonely all the same. I miss Rheneas very much. Yesterday, one of the new engines pushed him on a truck, and now he's gone to be mended. I wish I could be mended too, and pull coaches again.
Edward wanted to cheer Skarloey up, and he knew just where to start.
Have your coaches got names?
Oh yes. Agnes, Ruth, Jemima, Lucy, and Beatrice. Agnes is proud. She has cushions for first-class passengers. She pities Ruth, Jemima, and Lucy, who are third class with bare boards, and all 4 sniff at Beatrice. Beatrice often smells of fish and cheese, but she is the most important. She has a little window through which the guard sells tickets. I sometimes leave the others behind, but I always take Beatrice. You must have tickets and a guard, you know.
Oh, of course.
Rheneas and I used to take turns pulling trains. We know everybody, and everybody knows us. We whistle to the people in the field, at level crossings, and in lonely cottages and farms, and the people always wave to us. We love passing the school playgrounds at break time, for then the children will always run over to the fence and watch us go by. The passengers always wave, because they think the children are waving to them. But we engines know better, of course.
We do indeed.
We take your tourists to the lake and then get ready to pull the train back. We enjoy the morning journey home because then our friends from the villages come down to do their shopping. We whistle before every station. Beep beep, look out! And the people are there ready.
Wait a minute, where's Mrs. Last?
Don't worry, I'm sure she's right on her way. Beep beep, we whistle and Mrs. Last comes running to the platform.
We'll leave you behind one of these days, Mrs.
But we know we never will. We stop elsewhere too, at farm crossings and stiles, where paths lead to lonely houses. Rheneas and I know all the places very well, and our drivers used to say that we would stop even if he didn't put on the brakes.
He should, though.
He should what?
He should always put on the brakes. Assuming you'd stop on your own accord sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yes, obviously. Imagine if he hadn't, and I'd run away all on my own.
Yes, obviously.
Anyway. Sometimes on market day, Ruth, Jemima and Lucy were so full of people that the guard would allow third-class passengers to travel in Agnes. She didn't like that at all.
First-class coach? Third-class people? How humiliating!
That made me cross. Shut up, or I'll bump you! That stopped her rudeness to my friends.
Just then, some workmen came.
We're going to mend you now, Edward. Come along.
Goodbye, Skarloey. Thank you for telling me about your railway. It's a lovely little line.
It is. Thank you for talking to me, Edward. You've cheered me up. Goodbye.
Skarloey watched Edward being taken back into the works. Then, shutting his eyes, he dozed in the warm afternoon sun. He smiled as he dozed, for he was dreaming, as old engines will. of happy days in the past.
Excuse me, do you know how Edward is doing?
I do. He's doing quite well, considering the state he was in before he got here.
That's good to hear. What was wrong?
His parts were pretty worn, and rescuing James when he ran away was the icing on the cake.
Goodness, and even after all that, he still pulled through?
He sure did. Remarkable, isn't it?
Just like how Rheneas saved our railway.
Rotten, sassy, brassy, cattle cars, coaches, pushing. Ow. Oh, that's gonna be sore in the morning.
No more work for you today. Bother those coaches. We must take the village people home and fetch the tourists, all without an engine.